Welcome, Leo, to your April 2021 reading. Thank you so much for tuning in to my channel. If this is the first time you've tuned in, I am still offering free mini readings for all new subscribers. So if you've got a question about this particular reading or something that this reading doesn't cover for you, just click the subscribe button and ask your question in the comments below and I will get back to you. I get back to everybody who asks a question and is a new subscriber, so just be patient because I do work my way through everyone who subscribes. Now, you start out with the energy of the Knight of Swords. Now, I see, just to give you a quick overview of what I see, you've got several people that are playing significant roles around you in April. And this month, as I said, you start out with that Knight of Swords. Now, this is an air sign, but what the Knights talk about, all of the suits, is movement, and the Knight of Swords is the fastest moving energy. This is like a whirlwind, and you might have been feeling like you weren't going anywhere or things were stuck and not moving anywhere, but when the Knight of Swords comes in, you've got some great new ideas. You've got your mind is really sparking, and you are asked to make a lot of decisions using your intellect in April. And the thing with the energy with that Knight of Swords is things can happen so quickly that it can almost be that you don't even have enough time to actually think things through. But this is a kind of situation where you are asked to make sure you do think things through. Even though things are happening really quickly, you need to take that time to really consider all of your options before you get too far down the road and then it's too late to turn back on any decision that you're making. Now, this really is a night that can, as I said, represent an air sign. So an air sign is a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarian. And sometimes with this particular person, this can describe someone who's quite intellectual and they do love to race in and try and solve problems, and sometimes they can race in without thinking things through clearly or adequately, and this can actually cause some harm through being careless or reckless. Just being hasty can be somebody who comes in and can actually be creating a bit of a drama. But this is a general reading, guys, so please take what resonates for you and let go of what doesn't. But with this, if this represents a person, this is someone who's really lightning quick. They're rushing around. They've got brilliant ideas. They think brilliantly, but they just need to have a bit of structure and something to ground them a little bit. It's almost like they are that knight on the quest and they're off on their horse, idealistically riding off. But really, when you think about what the actual journey involves, sometimes if you put a bit of thought into it, you find that you might be heading off in the wrong direction or heading off to fight a war that you shouldn't be fighting, that kind of energy. But also, one thing about having knight cards or queens or kings, when the court cards come into a reading, they can talk about energy that you yourself have been you yourself have been drawing on the energy of that card. And so some of you might be rushing off and not thinking things through clearly or taking the time to think things through in April. And you're just asked to actually slow down a little bit and do that. Now you've got the Three of Wands there, and also another synchronicity here. I've seen a lot of readings for several signs where there's multiple numbers, and you have two threes, and they both came out one above the other. And to me, that's always something just to pay a little bit of attention to. And I'm not a numerologist, but to me, threes are a card of creativity and growth and self expression. And it's like they need to. Three cards indicate a need to see clearly where you're headed and to make decisions based upon those goals. So again, this is sort of tying in with that Knight of Swords. Be careful you don't rush in where angels fear to tread and then regret the decision or the direction that you've made. You really need to plan have some goals in mind and then go from there. Also, threes can reflect challenges that growth can bring in your life, and it's growth that comes into your life and you're unable to actually embrace that change. So that is what's creating the challenge in your life. But threes are definitely about growing into a stronger person and a need to create something in life as well for yourself. So that's just a general overview of threes. As I said, I'm not a numerologist, so you might want to look into that a little bit more deeply, but that's just my understanding of threes. But to be more specific, you have the Three of Wands, and that is that card that always talks about your ships coming in. You are in a position now where it's like you've done the work and you are sitting back and you are waiting, biding your time, and you're assessing the situation, you're looking at things, and this could be work related, and you are really just waiting for your ships to come in, essentially, is what I said. You've done the work and now you are there waiting. Now you then have the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands is what the card I would normally read as a Leo, but as this is a general reading, this is a Leo, an Aries, or a Sagittarian. But the Queen of Wands is beautiful, wonderful, fiery energy. And, you know, you've got two queens as well. So two threes and two queens. There's a lot of double ups here. But the Queen of Wands really is the card that talks about having strength and power. And there's nothing that you can't accomplish in April, Leo. This is an incredible card for creativity, and it's passion that's just waiting to be ignited. And when you see the Queen of Swords coming into a reading, the message is for you to understand your unlimited inner strength and inexhaustible power. And because this card is normally linked with a Leo, the Leo card is the strength card in the major arcana as well. And that's exactly the type of energy that comes through in the Queen of Wands, this inner strength that you have, this strength to be able to get what it is that you want, but not in a way that is manipulative or negative. It's a way of you harnessing your creative passion, your energy, and bringing about the things that you want in your life. without really hurting anyone else. And also, this is a card of balancing a lot of things in your life. So because you've got this quick energy in that Knight of Swords, a lot of things happening, a lot of fast movement, it's like April is going to have a lot of things going on for you as well, and you're going to be able to balance many of the aspects of your life quite successfully, I feel. Career, family, friends, work, you're able to do it all. Now, if this is describing a person, this is talks about that type of person that can handle lots of things at once. They are a masterful multitasker, and I feel like this could be you, Leo. And you're a really wonderful friend. You usually have friends just swarming around you because you have that warmth, that energy, and you attract a lot of people, which I can see here in your reading. You potentially even have a Virgo. You've got the Hermit there. You've got a Virgo. You could have a Libra. You could have an Aquarian. There's so many people that could be around you right now. But you are... If this describes you, this is someone that's really charming. And as I said, you could just also have this particular person in your life in April as well, if this doesn't talk about you. But I do see that there has been a little bit of a challenge there with the Five of Pentacles. Now, some of you might be feeling like you've been left out in the cold a little bit. Yeah, and feeling a bit lonely. This can be just on a mundane level as well. It could also be that some of you are struggling financially. You have had some financial issues in the past, which has definitely been causing some concern and some worry and making you feel a little bit stuck. But generally speaking, I'm talking about the Five of Pentacles here, and when you get the Five of Pentacles, it's often a card where you may feel like you've been left out in the cold, but there's help there. There is help, and you just need to ask for it. And really, traditionally on the imagery of this of the Five of Pentacles, you would see two people out in the snow. One's unwell or has been injured or hurt, and they're right outside a beautiful stained glass window of a church, and the light from inside the church is streaming out onto them, and they're out in the driving snow, in the cold, hungry, but all they really have to do is turn around and they'll see the beautiful church there, and they can go in, and there's people there who can help them. And you need to be able to ask for help as well in April, Leos. You don't have to do this all on your own. When we get the Five, it's like it's telling you something is lacking in your life, but it's really not. It's actually just a perception that you are seeing something is lacking in your life. But when you see this card, it's really saying you need to make a change. And it can talk about, often this can represent the lack of money or finances, but sometimes it can talk about a lack of love or romance or friends or opportunities. Now, I don't see you lacking in friends at all. You've got people all around you. So perhaps you are feeling like there is a little bit of a lack of romance in your life or a lack of opportunities. And when this card, the Five of Pentacles, shows up, it's really asking for you to make some changes, because this is only temporary whenever you see this, and eventually that is going to fade away when you are able to turn your energy around to more positive thinking, and more positive, then more positive energy comes to you, is drawn to you. Now, again, another queen, the Queen of Swords there. Now, the Queen of Swords is so sharp, so intelligent, very quick, but they can be quite dangerous too. Look at that very sharp knife that you see that little girl holding in the card, and it cuts. So as sweet and pretty and innocent as she looks, she can be quite dangerous. So that's the Queen of Swords. Now, I don't know if this is asking you to take on a lot of that energy, because, as I mentioned, when you see a court card in your reading, it is can be talking about energy that you yourself perhaps should be taking on board. You be the one with that's sweet on the surface but can have a killer punch as well, you know, in a metaphorical way. I'm not talking about violence here or anything like that. But what the Queen of Swords can actually talk about is getting your life free of clutter or emotional distractions, otherwise known as drama. So this is that queen that can cut away all of that stuff. So for a lot of you, you are going to be doing that in April. And this is a card of wisdom, because swords are all about the intellect, the mind, your thoughts, your ideas, your imagination, and you are quite wise, and this is a card of experience through many life events that you have under your belt as well. And some of them are uplifting and some of them are a little bit challenging. You've gone through experiences that have been quite challenging for you, but there's this inner peace that you've earned, Leo, and it's like you can almost handle just about any situation that comes your way. And really, it's your past experiences that have made you this way. And now this card can also talk about somebody that is a divorced person in your life, someone with a very dry sense of humor as well. And because this is a general reading and the star signs becomes second or are secondary to the actual character of this person, this is more like somebody who is really good, that you can term her as the garage queen sale. She's good as the garage queen sale lady, if you know what I mean. She's really good at getting rid of all of that stuff and then making some money on the side, you know, selling it, doing things intellectually rather than just throwing them away. And this person really can get rid of things that no longer serves her and her life purpose. And this can include some people as well. So I'm just feeling like you're getting you're taking on board a bit of this energy. I really am feeling, if you don't recognize this person in your life, I'm feeling like you are definitely going to be doing some of this kind of stuff in April. But in April, I absolutely see some sort of celebration for you there. You have the Three of Cups, and that is the card of happy, wonderful, emotional, lovely celebrations. Now, they often talk about the announcement of a wedding, an engagement type party, a christening, a really happy event. It can even talk about the birth of a baby. You know, you're celebrating that you're pregnant. You're finding out that you're pregnant, and having a baby. So that's some wonderful energy there to be looking forward to. And you've got the Hermit card, which is that card of the Virgo. So you could potentially have a Virgo in your life. And Leo is right, is the Virgo card is right beneath the Leo card. So maybe some of you are going to be in a new relationship with this person. But the Hermit card talks about soul searching. It's that card of going within, going into your shell, just like the image of the character on that card with a shell on their back. You are going into your shell and you are doing some real soul searching and finding out what makes you tick, what makes you happy. You're becoming more spiritual, more in tune, balancing all of your chakras, all of your energies, your soul, your mind, your body, your spirit, all of it. You are just becoming that person that is definitely becoming a lot more rounder. In April, you are doing a lot of this soul searching, and I feel it could be this feeling of being left out in the cold, or this feeling that something's missing in your life. You are really thinking about that in April and thinking about what it is that's missing and what you need to shift this feeling of lack, or that you're missing something. You know, you've got the Eight of Swords there, and this is another challenging card in the sense that you are feeling a little bit trapped, like you are not moving anywhere, like mentally trapped as well. And again, this is just an illusion. You are able to release yourself from this feeling by changing your thoughts, by changing your attitude, the way you look at things, the way you think about things. I'm feeling April is going to be quite a month where you are doing a lot of this soul searching to release yourself from this feeling of being stuck mentally, emotionally, psychologically. Now, your final card is emerging into grace, and that kind of all makes a little bit of sense, and ties everything together when you look at a lot of the energy that's coming through in your reading. But emerging into grace is the mantra for this card is, I open my soul to grace. And that is what you need to be repeating. If you meditate, repeating to yourself over and over, I open my soul to grace. Now, the meaning of this card is all is well. You can relax and let go. Your path is divinely guided. Gifts from the Creator are pouring into your life. Gratitude abounds. A spirit of grace is softly unfolding in your life. The universe wants you to know, in the stillness of retreat, the gifts of spirit will emerge at your feet. In gratitude and thankfulness, an opening into the deepest spiritual realms is occurring. Simply be ready and be open as waves of sacred love will pour into your heart. Grace is growing within you so that more and more you serve as a safe sanctuary for others. That is such a beautiful message, Leo. And you know what? Most of the Leos I know, I always have that feeling when I'm around them. There is something about them that is able to make people feel at peace and at ease, just because of your inner strength as well. But I feel like definitely this emerging into grace is so connected with that hermit card, Leo. You are really going within, and in April you are going to reconcile a lot of these feelings, a lot of this energy of feeling worried or stressed or stuck, and you are going to do exactly what it says in that card. You are going to emerge, be reborn into this beautiful, graceful energy. So I hope that resonated with you, Leo. I hope I haven't been rambling on forever. Please let me know how you think about this in the comments if you so choose to do so. Don't forget, I am offering that free mini reading for all new subscribers. I do have some crystal jewelry as well on my website at kazana.com.au. They are all handmade pieces designed in Australia and made in Australia by an Australian designer, and all one-off pieces as well. You won't find a million of these out there. So have a great month, Leos, and I hope to see you next month. Bye.